on Schumann, dives, makes the catch. Max Schumann, great hustle right there.
Caught by Rengifo. Rengifo says not today. Schmidt's back, he's at the track, he leaps, and he makes the catch. Diving stop backhanded by Hoskins. A perfect feed to Ciccone. What a play by Hoskins. He slides, and did he hold on? He did. Just get him the third Gold Glove right now. Gilbert jumps up. He caught it. He just made a spectacular play. Caught by Rengifo. Boy, has he been tested. That ball smoked right at him. Cody reaching out. He's got it.
Oh, how did he grab that?
And he slides, and he's there. No nightmares there. It's over by the sidewall. Slides. He made the catch. He hangs on.
Speaking of arms.
Wow. A howitzer for Abreu. To the right side. There's a stab by a running Alex Freeland.
Backhanded nicely by McMahon. Oh, a rocket.
Line drive left field. And Mangum will make the catch.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yeah.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
No, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Dial pound law, Morgan & Morgan, America's law.
The Cubs are on fire and have turned 1060 West Addison Street, a.k.a.
Chicago.
Hey, Cubs fans, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer here. This Cubs season, listen to the Cubs crystal clear FM quality on 104.3 The Score.
It's got a chance. Gone. Pete Crow Armstrong with a long home run.
Imagine listening to all the action on FM. Cubs baseball has never sounded this good. Listen to every game on your home of the Cubs. 104.3 The Score.
Presented by the official sports book of The Score. Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fee.
This broadcast is presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only.
And now, Odyssey and 104.3 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Northwestern Medicine Cubs radio network.
Gone. 3-run homer. Ian Happ is going to be gone. 3-run homer. Pete Crow Armstrong. Now Bush drives one in the air. This ball's got a chance.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
The Seattle Mariners have officially found their groove, riding the wave of an amazing run that started in May and has them sailing in June.
And the Mariners sweep the A's.
The secret to their recent success? Power at the plate and dominance on the mound.
Swung on and missed, got him.
The rotation, led by Emerson Hancock, Brian Wu, and Logan Gilbert, has been absolutely electric, shutting down opposing lineups. And while all-star backstop Cal Raleigh remains sidelined, a surge of offensive power has arrived.
A rainmaker to left field. Julio with a bang.
Julio Rodriguez is on fire and flexing his marquee muscle. Throw a locked-in Randy Arozarena and a red-hot Luke Raley into the mix, and you got a lineup firing on all cylinders. Thanks to the run of victories to kick off the summer, Seattle has cruised to the top of the AL West and has the Pacific Northwest rocking. The American League is officially on notice. The Mariners are a problem.
Well, remember Marte in the opener here Monday.
Launched that 2-run homer.
Marte! There it goes! He's done it again! Get in there, Kittel. His second career walk-off home run.
his second this year. It was May 19th. He walked off the Giants with a long ball, and that one was hammered 431 feet. 113 off the bat. Bang! Talk about a no doubt.
Alex Bregman at third base. Michael Bush batting third and playing at first. Ian Happ is the cleanup hitter. Happ in left field. Seiya Suzuki in right. Nico Horner batting sixth and playing second base. Moises Ballesteros is the designated hitter. Carson Kelly catching, and Dansby Swanson batting ninth at shortstop. The Rockies take the field back to give you their lineup and get this ball game underway right after this on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talking Cubs Monday through Friday with Rahimi, Harris, and Grody, 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
Take your taste buds to the candy shop with the irresistible taste of cotton candy extra strength 5-hour energy shots. A delicious swirl of vanilla with a sweet but sugar-free fruity twist. Plus the classic 5-hour energy blend of B vitamins, nutrients, and caffeinated kick. Don't miss out on a perfectly sweet and impossibly nostalgic treat. Get your cotton candy extra strength 5-hour energy shots today. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Hey fans, why does flying Southwest Airlines from Chicago just make sense? Reliable, flexible, enjoyable. We're full of ibbles and obbles and proud of it.
Perfect time for a flight by Yingling. Just 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, packed with flavor. Flight is the next generation of light beer. From the oldest brewery in America, look for Flight wherever you buy beer. And partner, you couldn't get a better day here in Denver to play a big league ball game in a beautiful facility here, Coors Field. Now we just need a really nice game from the Chicago Cubs, and hopefully you swing the bats well and, take advantage of this ballpark.
Pete Crow Armstrong ready to lead things off. He will momentarily run as the Rockies are on the field. Right-hander Ryan Feltner making his final few warm-up tosses. The rest of the lineup for Colorado. Leading off and playing second base, Edward Julian. Willie Castro, the former Cub, at third base. T.J. Rumfield at first. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter Hunter Goodman. Troy Johnston in right. Cole Carrig in center. Sterling Thompson batting seventh in left. Ezequiel Tovar batting eighth and playing shortstop. And Brett Sullivan is the Rocky catcher. And batting ninth. We're ready to go. Pete Crow Armstrong steps in. The right-hander Feltner into his motion. The game's first pitch is down low, and away we go. Leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. We've had a challenge already after the first pitch.
First pitch of the game.
These guys came ready to play today.
I guess. Yeah.
And it was a strike. So the count 0-1 on PCA. Leadoff man presented by Benny's. If Pete Crow Armstrong gets a base knock, Benny's Beverage Depot will donate $200 to Service Dog Charities. Here's a dribbler back toward the mound, fielded by the pitcher, throws to first in time. And that's out number one. Pete hit it right off the end of the bat, a little dribbler back to Ryan Feltner. And it brings up Alex Bregman. Ron, what's the key against Feltner today?
Well, he's a guy that kind of sprays the ball around the strike zone. He's, four-seamer, two-seamer, slider, changeup. But there's not a lot of pattern to what he tries to do. When you look at certain pitchers, there's a pattern where they like their slider to go, the fastball areas. He doesn't have that. So he sprays it around the strike zone, and you just see if he's got good command that day or if he's throwing a lot of balls in the middle of the plate.
His breaking ball in for a strike to Alex Bregman. Bregman hitting second in the order today. Here's the pitch. Fastball is up high, ball 1-1. Again, Benny's sponsors the leadoff man. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. A delightful 77 degrees in Denver. Swinging a foul back by Bregman. Game time temperature brought to you by Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Certainly some Cub fans here. They've been here the entire series. Many of them congregating behind the third base dugout, which is where the Cubs have their dugout in this series. Curveball outside, 2-2.
Boy, walking around Denver, downtown Denver, all you see is blue shirts everywhere. Now the Cubs need to give them something to cheer about here in Denver.
A lot of them have the name Coomer on the back. Here comes the 2-2. And Bregman takes low, 3-2.
I was selling them outside the hotel. Yeah, a little side hustle.
How was business today?
Good? Pretty good, yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. You will keep us updated.
I will, yeah.
Let's see if Bregman can start a first inning rally. And the right-hander Feltner comes back. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got him on a high hard one. And it's out number 2. No score, just underway. Here's Michael Busch.
You and I were talking before the ball game today, and he's been pitching pretty well. Threw a real good game against Milwaukee in his last outing. Did not get the win, but the Rockies won. But he pitched really well, and he's got a couple wins before that. He does have a good arm. You just got to try to get the ball to the middle of the plate when he does miss in the zone.
You're right about that outing against Milwaukee, Ron. Michael Busch will take ball 1. 6 innings of work against a tough Brewer offense. Gave up 1 hit and 1 run, but had no decision because his teammates did not do much for him offensively. Here's a breaking ball high to Michael Busch.
His first inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Cubs have the traveling Grays on today. Here's a high fly ball, shallow left. Coming in is Thompson, the left fielder, and he's going to make the catch to end the inning. Cubs go very quietly, 1-2-3 after a half. Cubs nothing, Rockies coming up. This is The Score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Dansby Swanson. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Coom here. Baseball's been around a long time.
The Seattle Mariners have officially found their groove, riding the wave of an amazing run that started in May and has them sailing in June.
And the Mariners sweep the A's.
The secret to their recent success? Power at the plate and dominance on the mound.
Swung on and missed, got him.
The rotation, led by Emerson Hancock, Brian Wu, and Logan Gilbert, has been absolutely electric, shutting down opposing lineups. And while all-star backstop Cal Raleigh remains sidelined, a surge of offensive power has arrived.
A rainmaker to left field. Julio with a bang.
Julio Rodriguez is on fire and flexing his marquee muscle. Throw a locked-in Randy Arozarena and a red-hot Luke Raley into the mix, and you got a lineup firing on all cylinders. Thanks to the run of victories to kick off the summer, Seattle has cruised to the top of the AL West and has the Pacific Northwest rocking. The American League is officially on notice. The Mariners are a problem.
We've seen less and less of it. JP with a flip. Max Ramoni the assist. And they got him at first base. Wow. How in the world? Look at Miles wants to turn around and admire that. Well, a couple things. First of all, we talked about being prepared, right? And by the way, Miles Mastrobuoni to be there, eyes on JP to get that little flick past assist. Throw the ball down to first base. What a play.
In the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
Bottom of inning number 1. No score. Rockies coming up against Edward Cabrera. Big, strong right-hander. Suffered a loss to the Giants his last time out. Edward Julian leads off and takes a fastball away. Ron, as you think about Cabrera facing these Rockies, what's on your mind?
Well, I just think fastball command for Cabrera today.
Julian check swing foul back, 1-1.
He likes to use his fastball as a setup pitch to throw more strikes with the breaking ball. But the fastball has to be located properly for that to be effective. And if he can do that today, he'll be successful.
Fouled away, 1-2. Julian hitting .228. Willie Castro on deck, and then T.J. Rumfield. Cubs again in their traveling grays defensively. Here's a pitch low and inside. Gray shirts and trousers, red numbers on their backs, blue hats, sleeves and socks, a variety of shoe colors. Most of them are either white or blue. Here's a bouncing ball right back to the mound. Good reaction by Cabrera. Fortunately, it was to his glove hand side, which simplified matters considerably, and he made the play. Tosses to first for out number 1. No score, bottom of the first, and here's Willie Castro.
Now Cabrera, good athlete. Big guy, too, on the mound, but made a nice play there. That ball was ticketed for center field.
Rockies in their home whites. Black pinstripes, black hats, numbers, sleeves, and socks. Uniform descriptions brought to you by Benjamin Moore as the left-handed batting Castro takes a strike. Benjamin Moore, on the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Castro fouls it away. Willie spent some time in a Cub uniform last season. He's doing a nice job in Denver in his first season here. 266 average, 3 homers, 22 driven in.
Looks like Cabrera's having some issues with the baseballs. Sometimes they're either rubbed up too much or not enough, is usually what the problem is.
The next offering is taken down low in the count 1-2. The umpires today for this series finale, Louis Krupa, K-R-U-P-A, calling balls and strikes. Alex McKay working at first. David Rackley, the crew chief, at second. Here's a line drive base hit to left. Opposite field single for Willie Castro. Went down and hit a low outside pitch the other way, and it's a 1-out base hit. The batter is Rumfield.
Now Cabrera in today's ball game, he'll top out in the high 90s with that fastball. This is a fastball down and away. Castro, as you said, Pat, just went the other way with it. Speed Gun today, powered by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Rumfield 2 for 7. The runner goes. The pitch high, throw to second base, and he is safe. Close play. Swanson, the shortstop, took the throw. The throw by Kelly was absolutely perfect, right on the bag. And let's see if the Cubs challenge that call. They might. It was a bang-bang play. Craig Counsell says, nope, we're not going to challenge.
Now, Castro got a good jump, and that's the one thing that teams will do against Cabrera, is they will run against him. He is fairly slow to the plate with his delivery.
Castro, the stolen base, so a man at second with 1 away. The ball fouled by Rumfield down the first base line. And the count 1-1. But again, Benjamin Moore on the field or the walls of your home. The right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Cabrera set at the belt and fires. Fastball way up high and outside. The announcement of the umpires we gave you, sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. And David Rackley made that call down at second. He's the crew chief. Nestor Saya over at third. And now the 2-1 is taken down low to Rumfield.
Now Cabrera trying to stay away from Rumfield to get him to try to roll over a ground ball to either Nico or Bushy.
The 3-1 delivery. Rumfield takes high for ball 4. You know, Ron, when a team is struggling, it gets hard sometimes to find positive things, but last night's start by Shota Imanaga would certainly be in that category. 5 shutout innings in this ballpark is always noteworthy.
Yeah, he was outstanding. You could see he had his best stuff. He had a good fastball and great location with it, which is key. And then he threw a lot of really good split fingers in that game yesterday.
The Rockies' best hitter, Hunter Goodman, at the plate, swings and fouls it back. Goodman caught the first 2 games. He's the DH today, Rob.
He doesn't get cheated, does he? These guys swings it, man.
Solidly built right-handed batter. You can believe he's a catcher when you look at him. He has a slightly open stance, feet very close together in the box. White batting gloves. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. Good pitch. Infield fly rule will be in effect, I believe. The ball lands, and the runner advances to third. The throw goes to second, but the infield fly rule has already been invoked. The Cubs are going to take the ball around to all three bases. The infield fly rule was in effect, so the batter is automatically out. That eliminates the runners having to be advancing a base. The Cubs are a little confused. I think everyone's confused. Bush lost the ball in the sun. The ball landed untouched, but the infield fly rule had been already invoked. So the batter is out. That's a definite. Goodman is out. And the umpires and players still kind of discussing the situation.
The rule is, Pat, for the base runners, if the ball is not caught, or if it is and you tag, you can advance at your own risk. But so when that ball dropped, Castro was allowed to go to the next base if he wanted, but he could have been thrown out. And that's exactly what he did.
2 down, runners at first and third. Troy Johnston is the batter, and he'll take outside. When's the last time you saw an infield fly rule called and the ball not even touched by a defensive player?
Yeah, I don't know. And then the other thing is, who do you give the put out to? Michael Bush, because he was closest to the ball?
I would say yes, even though he didn't get a glove on the ball.
Michael came running in, and he thought he was going to get help from somebody else, and there was no help there. And the ball just dropped into the infield grass between the mound, home plate, and kind of on the first base side.
Troy Johnston, the batter, left-handed hitter, hitting .307, swings and misses, and now the count 1-2. What pitch could end the inning?
Now that last fastball was a bullet at 98 miles an hour at the top of the zone. I'd stay right there.
Cloudless blue skies overhead. Gorgeous day in Denver. And now the 1-2. Big chop slowly hit to the right side. Glove by Horner. Short toss to first in time. Cabrera survives the first inning unscathed despite a single and a walk. Rockies leave 2. We go to inning number 2. 0-0 game on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Spiegel and Holmes, great Cubs guests and more on your way home. 2-6 on.
Junior Caminero. High shot back into deep center field. Perez still on the move, and that baby is gone. Home run center field off the bat of Junior Caminero. And the Rays put on a little power show. Number 14 for Caminero. 422 feet off the bat of Junior Caminero.
Right through the dugout, and hopefully that gets him going.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Are scoreless. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, delivering crisp, refreshing flavors that hit every time. Huh?
They just played the old rock and roll song, Video Killed the Radio Star. That's going back almost 40 years, maybe more. Was that the Buggles? Is that who sang that? Ian Happ will take down low as the second inning gets underway. I didn't think the word Buggles would get on today's broadcast. Did you?
So that's the name of the band?
I've
heard the song 1,000 times, but I did not know. I've never heard the name of the band.
1-0 to Happ. We'll do some investigating, Ron. Fly ball left center converging are Thompson and Carrig. Carrig will make the catch, and that's out number one. No score. We're in the second inning, and the batter is Seiya Suzuki.
Buggles. Okay.
It was the Buggles.
Yeah.
It was the Buggles.
Feel Like a Bosch prediction brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. Feel like a Bosch. Well, we've got to Colorado. I tried Bosching. Didn't work out. Pat, you tried to Bosch yesterday. That didn't work out real well either.
Only in private.
Yeah.
Here's a pitch down low for a ball.
Tag, you're it, Zach.
Suzuki.
You're up.
All right, I'm going to be optimistic,
Okay,
right? Cubs
I love
have
it.
5
Here we go.
runs scored in this series. They double that today.
Okay.
Suzuki pops one up shallow right and drifting out of play. One more reference to the Buggles, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
When MTV went on the air,
Yeah.
a music video channel, that was the first video they ever played. Radio Killed the Video Star.
Really?
On MTV. Okay, back to our ball game here.
Well, I'm not done yet. Hold on.
Okay, more Buggles coming soon. Here is a pitch to Suzuki, swung on and missed strike 3, and that's out number 2.
I just got a simple question. Did it? I don't know.
I sure hope not, for our sake. 2 down, nobody on, and here is Nico Horner.
You're the only Hall of Famer in the booth, so you're the radio star, and we're like the Pips. We're
Pat Hughes and the Pips with you from Coors Field in Denver. You guys are more than Pips, as far as you know.
Thanks, Pat.
The 1-0 pitch to Nico Horner is taken for ball 2. 2-0 on Nico. See if the Cubs can win a ball game today and get out of here before heading to San Francisco later on tonight. 2-1 on Nico Horner, hitting 6th in the order. If Nico gets on, this would be a spot where he could steal a bag and maybe create part of a run here in this second inning.
Yeah, I would think for the Cubs offense today, you would want to be very aggressive if you get men on, doing anything you can do to try to generate offense.
Ron, sometimes I think each guy tries to do a little bit too much when a team is struggling. It's been that way forever. And the 2-2, it's taken high and inside. And now the Rockies are going to challenge that call. Sullivan, the catcher, wants the challenge to be administered. And let's see, it was high. So it was a good call by the umpire. And the Rockies lose one of their 2 challenges.
Kind of an odd time to challenge. Nobody out, nobody on base, and 2 outs.
Nico, check swing, pop fly left side. It's going to be caught by the shortstop Tovar, and that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. 0-0 game on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs talk to start your day. Mully and Hawk, mornings, 5:30 to 10 on 104.
First pitch. Swinging a line drive, shallow center. On comes Young. He goes into a slide. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. Second base umpire points to the first base umpire, Blakeney. Says he caught it on a sliding grab. What a catch by Young. Just making sure he got it. He did. Phillies don't have a challenge, and Jacob Young saves a couple of runs with that sliding shoestring catch.
And no question, right into his glove, no short hop. Great play. Huge play.
So, after all that, the base is left loaded, a 1-1 game.
By the sidewall, slides. He made the catch. He hangs on. Isaac Collins slid into the short sidewall in the left field corner and made a terrific backhand grab.
Came back to his splitter and gets his 8th strikeout of the day.
Look out, San Diego Padres.
But Zach Wheeler, 7 strong for the Phillies here this afternoon.
Drew Gilbert, he caught it. Takes a home run away, holding up the ball with his hand, letting everybody know.
Swung on that, is hit high and deep, down the left field line, towards the corner. Goodbye! It's a walk-off blast, and
them all.
PCA trying to win it here in the ninth. In the air, falling, base hit.
Oh my goodness!
And the Cubs
look at this place. This is one for the memory banks.
Is Indiana University Night. Fans who purchase tickets through Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition New Era Cubs and Indiana cap. Pat?
Okay, Zach, thank you. Cole Carrig leads off the second inning for Colorado. Pokes one foul down the left field line in the air, dropping untouched on the field of play and then bouncing up into the stands. There is a lot of room in foul territory as you get down the lines between the bases at first and third, about 60 feet of space, only about 50 feet between the catcher and the backstop screen. But there's also some area down the lines in foul territory in this park. It's an enormous field, it really is. Pitch on the way to Carrig. Broken back ground ball foul toward third. You saw a huge splinter fly out of the bat. That's why the crowd reacted. And he'll go get some new lumber over on the first base dugout side.
Yeah, bat has got a cup in it at the end of the bat where they take some of the wood out of the very end of the bat to balance the bat a little bit, and that's right where he hit the ball. Defensive alignment today, sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment, material handling handled. Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Cubs playing straight away defensively, and as we've said all series long, the outfielders have to play very deep here in Colorado.
415 to dead center. Liner foul down the line and right. 350 to the corner and right. 375 to right center, but it's a very tall right field wall, 16 feet high from the foul pole and right all the way out to almost dead center. So not only do you have to hit it far, but you have to hit it high to get over that 16-foot barrier. Then it's an 8-foot high wall from just to the right of dead center all the way over to near the left field line. 415 to straightaway center. A spacious alley in left center. 390 to the deep alley there. And then 347 down the line in left. Here's the 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Carrig tried to check his swing. Couldn't do it on that low off-speed pitch by Cabrera. And he gets a strikeout.
Getting another look, that's really close. That could have gone either way. He didn't think he went. Borderline. The barrel did not go past his hands, but it was right at the front edge of home plate, and I think umpires use that as the rule when they're looking in.
Sterling Thompson, the batter, he drove in the winning run with a ninth-inning RBI single last night. His 7th RBI of the year. Sometimes when a guy has that game winner, he'll find himself in the starting lineup the next day.
Yeah, no doubt about that. This place, they're itching for good things to happen here in Colorado. Just they've had such a struggle.
Swing and a miss by Thompson. Good pitch by Cabrera. Cabrera wearing the long blue sleeves under the gray shirt. And the pitch inside for a ball. I know a lot of pitchers don't like a lot of the long sleeves when they're pitching on.
Yeah, a lot of guys nowadays, that's the trend where they don't wear sleeves. Cabrera's having a real issue with the baseballs today. I can see that. He's gotten a new ball and then thrown it out, I don't know, 4 or 5 times already, and we're only in the second inning.
Scoreless game. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Edward Cabrera. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. 2 down, nobody on, nothing game, and the batter, Ezequiel Tovar.
Usually when a guy is having trouble with the baseballs, they don't feel like they're going to get a grip with their breaking stuff.
Tovar fouls one off his foot, and down he goes. He's in pain, hobbling around, probably in an padded area on the left foot or lower left leg.
Yeah, he's got the shin guard on, but obviously it didn't hit the shin guard. He has this pitch up and in, and he hits it. Yeah, he hit himself right above the shin, right above that guard down by his foot on his shin.
Manager Warren Schaefer and one of the trainers out to take a look at Tovar.
Yeah, hit him right in the shin bone. That is going to hurt for a while.
Already seen a couple of challenges, ABS challenges and instant replays. The Ball Strike Challenge is sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Cubs are going to be heading to the Bay Area to take on the Giants. A couple of night games tomorrow and Saturday, 9:15 Central Time tomorrow night, 9:05 Saturday evening, and then a 3:10 matinee on Sunday. Ready for the resumption of action here as Tovar fouls one away, 0-2. We'll get you some pitching matchups later on. Cubs have not yet named their starter for tomorrow night. Swing and a miss, strike three. How about Cabrera striking out the side? As far as pitchers are concerned, that will never, ever go out of style. We move to inning number 3. It's a 0-0 game on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Listen for the great Cubs guests all season long on 104.3 The Score, the official radio home of the Cubs.
For over 60 years, Fitzgerald Equipment has kept...
People are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you got to say.
Yeah. They're excited to be back and back on their feet, so it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on, so I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
And railing everything wood should be, visit timbertech.com. Pat?
Moises Ballesteros will try to start a rally in this third inning. First pitch by the right-hander Ryan Feltner is high and outside. Cubs offense just not able to do much in the first 2 games. A grand total of 5 runs and 13 hits in 2 full games here. Ballesteros fouls it away. I know we've had series in the past, Ron, where you'd get 5 runs and 13 hits in the first 7 innings of game 1. Here comes the 1-1. Ground ball right side. Glove nicely by Julian, and he throws to first in time. The second baseman ranging toward the hole with a long reach. That ball kind of hugged the ground. Tough play for the second baseman, but a nice effort. Out number 1.
Well, and that's one of those things when you're not going well, it seems like the opposing team is making great plays against you. It's just one of those things. You got to just work your way out of it.
We're going to play the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game as we move along. Carson Kelly chops one foul. Scoreless game. Third inning. The audiences have been low by standards of this park when the Cubs are in town. Almost 32,000 last night, 29,000 in the opener. We've been here when both teams were higher in the standings and you couldn't buy a ticket. Yeah. Sellouts every game.
Beautiful facility here in Colorado. It's really a nice ballpark.
Here comes the 0-2 to Carson Kelly. Line drive towards short, caught by Tovar. Soft line drive. Kelly never did drop the bat. And he's out number 2, and the batter is Dansby Swanson.
Third inning brought to you by Consumers Credit Union. The people in your corner stand up for you wherever you go. That's Consumers Credit Union.
Swanson 1 for 6 in the series. Let's see if Dansby can get a hold of one right here. He's got power, 7 home runs, 28 driven in. And the pitch. Dansby taking a little high for a ball.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
And now the 1-0. Swinging a high pop fly right side. Playable. Rumfield, the first baseman, will make the catch. Foul territory just beyond first to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down at the end of 2.5. 0-0 game. Cubs and Rockies on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs radio network.
Hey Chicago, this is Ian Happ. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
By the sidewall, slides. He made the catch. He hangs on. Isaac Collins slid into the short sidewall in the left field corner and made a terrific backhand grab.
Came back to his splitter and gets his 8th strikeout of the day.
Look out, San Diego Padres.
But Zach Wheeler 7 strong for the Phillies here this afternoon.
Drew Gilbert, he caught it! Takes a home run away, holding up the ball with his hand, letting everybody know.
Swung on that, is hit high and deep, down the left field line, towards the corner. Goodbye! It's a walk-off blast, and the Diamondbacks win the finale. That one back, gone. Heat Crow Armstrong will touch them all. PCA trying to win it here in the 9th. In the air, falling. Oh my goodness! And the Cubs, look at this place.
This is one for the memory banks.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Scoreless, it is sunny and 78 degrees here in Denver. Time and temperature sponsored by Circus Sports. Sports betting the way it should be with no bet fees. Pat?
All right, Zach, we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Edward Cabrera working on catcher Brett Sullivan. Sullivan has not played in the series. Julian and Castro to follow. Deep drive to right. This is back toward the wall, and that's going to be a long home run. Brett Sullivan, his 2nd homer of the year. It got up into the 2nd deck. Straightaway right. And the Rockies lead 1-0.
High fastball to Sullivan. This is at the top of the zone. And he's just on time. He gets the barrel on it. And that's really all you have to do here in Colorado. This ball's up above the belt. He gets the barrel to it, and it goes. And as you said, Pat, the 2nd deck.
Sullivan's 10th RBI. The Cubs play from behind on this Thursday afternoon. A chopper foul by Edward Julian.
That has been a bad trend for the Cubs here over the last week and a half or so, maybe even a little longer, playing behind quite a bit. When your offense is going good, that really doesn't bother you at all. But when your offense is having some struggles, that really becomes an issue.
Now the 1-1. Julian fouls it away. 1-1. Make it 1-2 now, and Bregman will back up and play much deeper at third with 2 strikes on the batter. These Rockies are going to be at Wrigley next Monday night. It's going to be a 3-game series. Go to CUBS.com for ticket info. Night games begin at 7:05 p.m. now through the summertime. The 2-2 pitch, line towards center, coming in. Pete Crow Armstrong slides and makes the catch. Went down on his knees. That ball, I think, started to knuckle on him. But he made the play. That's the bottom line, and that's out number 1.
Yeah, this ball's hit right at Pete, but in front of him, and he comes running in. I just wonder if he wasn't quite sure how he was going to catch this ball. Yeah, and it was about maybe waist high, caught it and went into a slide.
Willie Castro will hit a little number to third, fielded by Bregman. Over to first. That's out number 2. 2 gone, and the batter is T.J. Rumfield.
Now that's a couple good changeups Cabrera has thrown so far in this game. He's made some good pitches with that pitch. Got the little cue shot over to Bregman at third.
Rumfield had a walk in the first inning. 1-0 Colorado. Here's a drive to the gap in right center. Pete Crow Armstrong dives and makes a great catch. Sensational play by Pete Crow Armstrong. He took a double and probably a triple away from T.J. Rumfield. What a play. The Rockies get a run on the homer by Sullivan, but Pete gets a standing ovation as he heads back to the Cubs' third base dugout. We go to the 4th inning. The score, Rockies 1, Cubs nothing on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs radio.
And there's a shot into left field. Stabby's the leader in a way, wheels around, plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one headed for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch for the guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the 3rd straight hit to open the 5th inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got out there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, "You see that?" I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team, and this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
Sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app. Save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. A few finals on the board. The Mets edged the Cardinals 5-4. Juan Soto, the go-ahead home run.
Pete Crow Armstrong, who made that sensational catch to end the bottom of the 3rd, leads off the 4th. Zach, and takes outside for ball 1.
The Marlins shut out the Diamondbacks 2-0.
Pitch on the way to Pete. Line foul down the right field line. 1-1.
And one other final on the board. The Tigers, an 11-0 drubbing of the Twins. Spencer Torkelson hit his 10th home run, a 2-run shot.
Just saw the replay of Pete's diving catch. Here's the swing and a looper. Shallow right center. That is going to be a base hit. Out of the range of Julian. It's a leadoff single for Pete Crow Armstrong. Sometimes when you're a second baseman, Ron, you're not sure exactly which way to turn as you start to run to the outfield. And that time it looked like the footwork for Julian was a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, the ball goes directly over his head. And I think he felt like he was going to make this play pretty easy at the beginning. And then the ball just kept carrying. Yep, and I do think he got his feet kind of crossed up a little bit. Now let's see if Cubs can do a little something with Pete at first.
Alex Bregman at the plate. And a breaking ball is going to be high for ball one. Do you think he's going to steal
I would think so. I would think any of the guys that can run for the Cubs today, you would try to get offense generated however you can with the way the Cubs offense has been struggling. I think he'd go right away.
He's not moving here. Bregman fouls it away, 1-1. Bregman a strikeout victim in the first. First baseman Rumfield holding PCA. Here's a swing and a pop fly. Foul. It's going to be playable for the catcher Sullivan. And that's going to be out number one. And it brings up Michael Busch.
And now you get a left-handed hitter and Michael Busch to plate. I would really love to see Pete get into scoring position as soon as he could.
So you see him maybe running on this first pitch?
I think he was trying to on the very first pitch of Bregman's at bat. Then he kind of shut it down. See if he goes here.
He's got his lead. And the pitcher will chase him back to the bag.
Feltner's trying to hold the ball on Pete and kind of disrupt his timing for taking off. I think the league knows Cubs like that hop, and go kind of theory. There he goes.
There he goes. The pitch, breaking ball, strike, throw to second, not nearly in time. He went in head first. Did he jam a thumb or something? He's slow to get up. And he is just now starting to push himself up. It looked like he might have jammed something as he went in head first, Ron. Let's take a look.
Yeah, he goes down and his back, like he jams in the back end of him, comes up. If you see that. And usually when that happens, it's because you have the dirt is wet still and you stick. And so he's
standing up.
Yeah.
He's bending over.
Sometimes it's either your lower back that gets tweaked or one of your shoulders gets tweaked.
Again, he went in head first, and it was just kind of an awkward landing. Nick Frangella, the trainer, is out along with Craig Counsell to see about their star center fielder. He's now trying to stretch his left shoulder a little bit. He wants to stay in. You know that. And Pete is going to stay in the game. He gets a stolen base.
Well, stolen bases by the Cubs today. They're sponsored by Turo Tires, Chicago's hometown tire. Get called safe at Turo Tires. Find yours at TuroTire.com. Now the Cubs need a big base hit.
Michael Busch flied to left his first time. Pete leads at second. 1-0 Rockies here in the fourth inning. Off-speed pitch is outside, and the count now 1-1. Busch would like to add to his 37 RBI total right now. Right-hander Feltner delivers. Here's a pitch that just missed the inside corner. 2-1.
A little high up and in breaking ball. A lot of times that pitch gets called. That's a tough one to swing at because you've been trained not to swing at it, and now with the new kind of system, that's a strike.
Swinging a drive foul off to the left out of play. 2-2 now on Michael Busch. Cubs badly in need of some clutch hits. They've just been few and far between of late. Busch waiting. Here's the pitch to Michael. Line toward right center, coming in and playing it on a bounce is Carrig. Pete Crow Armstrong had to hold up and advances only to third. He, like all of us, I think, thought that ball might be caught on the fly, but it landed just in front of the center fielder. It's a base hit for Busch. Men at first and third with one away.
Good swing by Michael. Gets this pitch up and in and just shoots it back through the middle. Yeah, Pete, I don't know if he didn't get the best to read on that ball, but you really can't go. You can't take the risk of getting doubled up, that's for sure.
Now Ian Happ in an RBI opportunity. Infield back, one away. And Ian checks his swing and takes low for ball one.
Ian's the cleanup hitter for the Cubs today. They're sponsored by Chicagoland's appliance leader, Grand Appliance. Get your all-star Samsung kitchen at grandappliance.com.
Shallow at third is Castro. And the pitch to Happ, low and inside. Now, Castro shallow at third surprises me. There's no way that Ian Happ's going to be laying down a bunt in that area. Is there?
No, there's not. I just think it's for that little squibber cue shot that ends up going this way. And I think what they try to do is they don't think the ball's going to be hit from the shortstop position towards third base line unless it's a miss hit. And that's the only thing you're defending.
Conference on the mound. Sullivan, the catcher, out to visit with Feltner. 2 hits in the inning. Cubs still trying to get on the board today, down 1-0.
Ian with a big swing of the bat last night, the big home run to tie the game late in the game in the 9th.
Happ ready to step in, but the pitcher was already set to make his pitch, and Ian said, wait a minute, I'm not ready yet. So a little cat and mouse game. Happ back in the box. Now the pitch. Ian will take a fastball high. That didn't miss by much. And it's 3-0. Green light here, Ron?
I would say yes. Ian is not a guy that likes to swing on 3-0.
Dancing down the line at third. The 3-0 pitch is a strike. Now the question would be, is Bush running on 3-1?
I would say probably not. But a day like today, counts could have different feelings trying to generate offense.
3-1 pitch to Happ. Low and inside, ball 4. They're loaded. Bags loaded for Seiya Suzuki. And a potential turning point of the ball game has arrived right now.
Well, you were just saying in last at bat, Cubs need a big hit. They need a clutch, big swing of the bat. This would be the perfect time for Seiya to come through.
The infield stays back. Seiya struck out his first time. Feltner working from the stretch. The pitch. Low for ball 1. Bases full of Cubs. PCA at third. Bush at second. Happ at first. 1 away, top of the 4th inning. Cubs trail by a run. Here's the pitch. Suzuki drives one in the air. Deep left field. It's got a chance. Grand slam home run. Seiya Suzuki with a granny.
Hanging slider from Feltner. And that's what happens here in this ballpark. If you don't really bite down on the pitch, it just spins going up, and that's exactly what happened. Suzuki hit a rocket right down the left field line. Grand slam, and that's the hit the Cubs were needing.
He had left the park in a hurry. His 10th of the year, his 26th. Runs batted in now. And Nico Horn to the batter. And finally the Cubs with a big hit in this series. And Nico takes inside, almost hit him. And the count 1-0. 400-foot laser right down the line and left for Seiya Suzuki. Pass along a station ID here shortly. And the pitch to Nico is a strike. Singles by Pete Crow Armstrong and Michael Bush. A walk to Happ. And a loud one for Seiya.
Well, Feltner in this inning, we talked about him spraying the ball all over the zone. That has been the case this inning. He's really has had very poor command of any of his pitches this inning.
Nico takes high, 3-1. Warner lined out his first time. Nobody throwing in the Rocky bullpen, but some guys getting up and stretching and limbering up. Now the 3-1. Nico looks at a strike, 3-2. Great to hear the Cub fans make some noise. They've been waiting to make that sound all series long. And now the pitch. Ground ball right side, backhanded by a good play by Rumfield, and he feeds the pitcher on the bag for out number 2. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1 Chicago.
With former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes at Coors Field in Denver, Zach Zaidman working alongside. Our engineer is Jesse Trujillo. We all thank you for joining us. Beautiful day here in the Rocky Mountains. And a little more beautiful after that grand slam by Seiya. Here's a base hit to right from Moises Ballesteros. Sometimes, Ron, that one big blow will just loosen up the entire ball club.
There's no doubt that the Cubs needed a big swing. You know, they've been playing from behind. You know, it seems like almost every game for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. And they're playing behind today until that big swing by Suzuki. And that will really lighten the load in that Cubs dugout. All that weight, you could see all the hitters feeling, you know, that weight on your shoulder of somebody's got to get a big swing of the bat.
Carson Kelly will take a strike. Career grand slam number 3 for Seiya Suzuki. They have all come in a Cub uniform. And now the 0-1. Kelly looks at a ball down low. The pitch count in this one inning is starting to be an issue, I would say, for Ryan Feltner.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, it's just been all over the place. He's missed arm side. He's pulled sliders way down, and then he's thrown pitches right in the middle of the plate.
There's a breaking ball down in the dirt, 1-1. A little surprised they're holding Ballesteros at first. He is not a threat to run. I guess you have to, though, right?
Well, you get a right-handed hitter up. The ball getting hit over that way is probably slim. If they had a lefty up, I would say you'd probably play him back.
Swing and a miss by Kelly. Cubs have had 3 different catchers start games in this series. Amaya started the opener, and then Ballesteros did the catching last night. Runner goes, pitch outside, throw to second, not in time. Moises Ballesteros gets the stolen base. And we're going to have to check our records here. That might very well be numero uno. It is.
Yeah. Now you know why they were holding him on.
Yes, sir. I've gained new respect for his speed.
Speed kills. There you go. Little pop-up slide at second.
Yes, sir. 3-2 on Kelly. The pitch bounced toward third and foul. Just foul.
And stolen bases by the Cubs are sponsored by Turo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Get called safe with Turo Tires. Find yours at Turo.com.
Yeah, do you remember your first stolen base in the big leagues?
I do. It was a double steal, actually. I kind of hopped on the cape of Molitor as he was stealing third, and I just followed on in the second.
So there was no throw on you?
No, I'm too fast.
Kelly, of course. It goes without saying. Kelly strikes out, but it's a prosperous top of the 4th inning for the Chicago Cubs. 4 runs on a grand slam by Seiya Suzuki. We go to the bottom of inning number 4. It's the Cubs 4 and the Rockies 1 on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long. Rahimi here.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
Ewing coming over toward right center, dives, makes the catch. A.J. Ewing, another Superman dive.
Arroyo on the spin, smother, got him! Oh, what a play in his big league debut.
Out Hamilton, over the shoulder, makes the catch.
Coming on Hernandez into a slide, and he's got it.
On the ground, up the middle, Lee flags it down, glove flip, no way! Yes, sir!
On the ground towards the middle, nice play. Lopez, Berger the stretch. Nicky Lopez flashing the leather.
Bounce to third, Stewart, great backhand against the grain, long throw, got him! Oh, the best play we have seen in the bigs from Sal Stewart at third base. And what a rolling grab by Jorge Barrosa. Barrosa's got another one. Jorge Barrosa. Mason gives ground, slides, scoops, fires.
Oh, Fundy goes behind the back. And look at what I Fundy.
Line to shallow center. Ewing coming on, dives forward, makes another catch to end the inning.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Sports every weekday from 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score and the Odyssey app. And Pat, we've got to make our guesses in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game.
Gee willikers. Hunter Goodman will swing and miss at the first offering, and now the count is 1-1 on Hunter Goodman.
Gee willikers.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll go ahead and start after I'm over the shock of saying gee willikers. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Goodman. I think it's going to be the biggest crowd of the series. It would appear to be the case. I'm going to say 33,233.
Okay.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Fouled away by Goodman.
I will say, I'll go with your estimate. I'll say 34,000 today.
Here's the windup and the next pitch by Cabrera. Swung on and missed, strike 3. This is always a key half inning, I feel, Ron, right after your team has given you the lead, for the pitcher to maintain the momentum on your side.
Well, and I think you could double that statement just by the way the Cubs have been going here lately and the struggles on offense. And now, you know, you want to have a good inning if you're Cabrera and just a good game now.
Line drive, base hit to right, past a diving Horner. It's a 1-out single for Troy Johnston. Yeah, the Cubs have had very little momentum to speak of here of late. Trying to salvage this series finale before what promises to be a challenging series in San Francisco against the Giants. The Giants just took 2 out of 3 at Wrigley, and they had a dramatic win yesterday against Washington. Fastball is in there for a strike. Let's see if I can remember the numbers last night. In the series finale, Washington was on the verge of sweeping the Giants in San Francisco. The Giants were down 9-1 in the 8th inning. And they scored 5 in the bottom of the 8th and 5 in the bottom of the 9th to stun Washington in a 10-9 final, or 11-10, I guess the final was. Here's a swing and a miss. And that is strike 2 to Cole Carrick. 0-2.
That is some comeback, isn't it?
Amazing. And it was a game-winning walk-off grand slam by Bryce Eldridge. Here's the throw to first. They've got the runner on a rundown. The throw to second, and he is out. Not sure what Johnston was really thinking in that spot. He took off early. I guess that's the obvious explanation, Ron, but it surprised me.
Yeah, he just didn't think Cabrera was paying any attention to him, and Cabrera did something that's positive in the sense that he just held the ball, and Johnson takes off, and then he hears the Cubs infielders say step off, so he steps off, and then the Cubs get the runner Johnston in at 1-3-6. Really wasn't a rundown, but caught stealing at second base.
2 down, Cole Carrig at the plate with a count of 1-2. And the pitch by Cabrera down low, 2-2. Cubs and Giants tomorrow night from Northern California. Landon Roop, a right-hander, pitching against the Cubs. The Cubs have not yet named their starter. And now the 2-2. Low for a ball. And I think there's a tendency after you play a series here where your pitching staff gets a complete workout, usually.
Well, and I think the Cubs have some, issues in the rotation. Jamison Tyone went down, and then now Matthew Boyd.
Deep fly ball to right center. Going back is Suzuki at the wall, and that ball is going to be gone for a home run. First big league home run for Cole Carrig, and now the pickoff, or the base running mistake, looms even larger. It's now a 4-2 ball game. Towering home run to the bullpen and right center.
Yeah, this ball's well struck, hit a mile in the air, literally. And the ball just goes over the right field wall at the 378 mark. Suzuki went back and then started to think he might be able to play it off the wall, and it just disappears in the Rocky bullpen.
Not only the first home run, but the first career RBI for Cole Carrig. That his first major league hit in the opener on Tuesday night, and it was a triple. 418 feet on that home run. Sterling Thompson, the batter, fouls it away. So the Cub lead is 4-2. Bright and sunny here in Denver. Beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. Gentle breeze blowing. Fastball is high. Temp in the high 70s.
Yeah, walking around Colorado, it's been a beautiful 3 days weather-wise. A little warm yesterday, but still a beautiful day.
Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 ends the inning. But a homer by Carrig cuts into the Cub lead. It's a 4-2 Cubs lead at the end of 4. Zach Zaidman joins Ron Coomer in a moment on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, middays 10-2 on 1.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play, only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
A lot of fans and collectors will look at the T206 set as the more famous of the sets that were produced in the early part of the 20th century. And certainly they would carry more financial value. But when you talk to collectors, some will tell you that these T205s are actually more physically attractive. They're maybe the most physically attractive cards produced prior to World War II.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to be the judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
Oh, we got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, yeah. I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
No, is it straight protein?
Yeah.
4-2 lead over the Rockies. Alongside Ron Coomer, Zach Zaidman with you. Dansby Swanson digs in against right-hander Ryan Feltner. And the first pitch on the way is low. Curveball that missed. 1-0 the count. Seiya Suzuki, the big hit in the ball game for the Cubs. A laser to left for a grand slam in the fourth. Here's the 1-0. Swanson looks at a ball low and outside. It's now 2-0 for Suzuki, his third career grand slam. I was looking down at the Cubs dugout after Suzuki blasted that ball. The pitch. Swanson takes ball 3 low. Nico Horner came over, gave Seiya a big bear hug. And you can understand why. This has been weighing on the Cubs, the inability to get those big hits and big moments. The pitch. Swanson taken all the way. That's a changeup for a strike. So the count is 3-1. Dansby did not like the call.
I think what Dansby wasn't pleased with, he wasn't ready to hit, and the pitcher was already ready to deliver. The home plate umpire, Louis Krupa, was not aware of it and just blanked out. So Dansby just stood there.
So now the count 3-1, and the pitch. That's low, ball 4. Good start to the fifth for the Cubs. Dansby Swanson a leadoff walk.
Now you want to keep these innings going along here and keep scoring some runs. See what they're going to do here. Colorado is now going to start getting someone up. Pitch count starting to climb, 67 pitches. And it goes back to what Pat said last inning. The amount of pitches in last inning was a real problem. And Feltner, lost command in that inning with all his pitches.
Time call. The Rockies pitching coach, Alon Leishman, is now on the mound having a conversation with the right-hander Feltner. You brought up something interesting yesterday in your talks with different managers and the philosophy that they have here at Coors Field. You have to think twice before you go to your bullpen here.
Well, you just, if you're playing these games here in Colorado, that your bullpen could get used extensively so you got to give a little more leash to the guy on the mound, and especially the starter, and let him go as long as he can and get as many outs as he can, because there are going to be games you're going to use 4, 5, 6 pitchers in a ball game, and that could happen 2 or 3 days in a row.
Swanson goes. The pitch to PCA up high, throw to second base, not in time. Stolen base for Dansby.
Great jump by Dansby, and Feltner, he did not pay any attention to Dansby at all, and he'd steal second base easily. Stolen bases by the Cubs, sponsored by Turo Tires, Chicago's hometown tire. Get called safe at TuroTires.com.
Crow Armstrong grounds one up the middle, fielded behind the bag by the shortstop Tovar. The throw to first in time to get PCA. Swanson stays at second base. One down here in the top of the fifth. Cubs leading the Rockies 4-2, and it'll bring up Alex Bregman.
Kind of an odd play. This ball hit back through the middle. Not hit real hard, kind of a cue shot. And Dansby thought the pitcher might catch this on the fly. He did not, so Dansby froze. Then the ball hit behind second base, and the shortstop, or second baseman, he thought might catch it. So Dansby did not advance.
Pitch high and tight. It was a curveball, and Bregman had to duck out of the way. 1-0.
This ball just squirts out of the hand of Feltner. He's had some command issues.
Dansby dancing off the second base back, so the pitcher Feltner bluffs a throw to second. 1-0 the count with Bregman at the plate. And the pitch is a curveball for strike. 1-1. I'm going to make my guess in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. I'll go 32,500. Feltner checks second and deals. Low to Bregman, 2-1. Cubs up 4-2. The finale of this 3-game set. Cubs trying to avoid a sweep and move back above 500. The 2-1. Bregman pounds it on the ground, foul off to the left. 2-2.
Bregman covered that ball, a pitch inside. He had a bullet, but just missed the third base pad.
Bregman stands deep in the box, right-handed batter, upright stance. The pitch. High and tight. That was a changeup. And Bregman had to spin out of the way. 3-2.
It goes right back to what we were talking on in your pregame show when we were talking about Feltner. He's a max effort guy, but he can lose command, and every pitch can be just kind of scattered.
That pitch up high, ball 4. So the Cubs have something cooking here in the top of the 5th. They've got men at first and second with just one away. And that will be all for Feltner. As time called, manager Warren Schaefer heading out to the mound, taking his time. And he's going to make the pitching change here. Pitching changes by Cubs opponents are sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com. Michael Busch due up. Cubs threatening, men at first and second with just one down here on the top of the...
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Remember Marte in the opener here Monday. Launched that 2-run homer. Marte! There it goes! He's done it again! Get in there, Kittel. His second career walk-off home run and his second this year. It was May 19th. He walked off the Giants with a long ball, and that one was hammered 431 feet. 113 off the bat. Bang! Talk about a no-doubter.
With the Mariners, Cubs threatening. We're in the top of the 5th. Cubs 4, Rockies 2. Cubs have men at first and second with just one away. And Michael Busch due up. He's 1 for 2 today with a single and a run scored.
Well, 2 men on. Here's where, you keep the line moving. Bushy with a single in his last AB. Drove in a run. Cubs could really use a hit here. And it could really use a 3-run bomb and get a little separation between him and the Rockies.
Let's see if he can do it. Castano checks second and deals. And Busch looks at a ball low. A sinking fastball clocked at 95 miles per hour, 1-0. Castano leans over, works on the third base side of the rubber, straightens up, sets above the belt, and deals. Low, 2-0.
Now, this Rockies team in general with a very high ERA, almost a point higher than any other team in baseball because of this ballpark. And this is where the Cubs got to take advantage now that you got into their bullpen fairly early.
Busch lines one for a base hit down the right field line. Swanson around third. He's racing home. The throw cut off. RBI single, Michael Busch, and the Cubs extend the lead. Now up 5-2 over the Rockies. Stopping at third, Bregman.
Now this is one of those, it's a base hit to right, someone on the pull side of the right fielder, but it's hit hard enough. You got to go, you're so deep in the outfield that the throw back towards the infield, a high arcing throw just barely got to the first baseman. He had to throw the ball so far, and Dansby scores easily.
Ian Happ at the plate looks at a ball low. The count is 1-0. Just one away here on the top of the 5th. Cubs now up 5-2 over the Rockies and still threatening with men at the corners. Happ switch hitter batting from the left side against the right-hander Castano. Now the pitch. Happ swings, and it's a high fly ball to left. It's playable for Thompson. Backing up short of the track, makes the catch. Tagging and coming home, Bregman. He's going to score as the throw goes to second base. A productive out by Ian Happ. Sacrifice fly makes it 6-2 Cubs here in the fifth.
And this is what you need. You need everybody having good productive at-bats, getting some hits, sacrifice fly, you move runners along. This is how offense is supposed to be played, and Cubs are doing it here in these last 2 innings, all because of the one swing by the guy. At the plate.
Seiya Suzuki smacked that grand slam in the fourth. The pitch. Suzuki looks at a ball low and outside. That was a sinking fastball that missed. 1-0.
Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Throw to first. Bush dives back in safely ahead of the tag from Rumfield. Seiya on the year now with 10 home runs, an enormously powerful right-handed batter. Hits out of a crouch, extends the hands high over home plate. The pitch. Awkward swing and miss, and a sinker. 1-1. You always talk about the art to hitting with runners in scoring position, and the Cubs are mastering it here in this fifth inning. The pitch. Suzuki fouls it back off the screen, 1-2.
Yeah, a couple key hits in this inning for the Cubs.
Bush extends his lead off of first. Now Seiya calls time, steps out of the box, looks at his bat, and digs back in. He's wearing red sleeves underneath his jersey today. That's rare. The pitch. Way outside, the catcher Sullivan had to lunge for it to make a backhanded catch. 2-2.
We're getting to that time we got to start trying some things, that's all.
And I noticed Craig Counsell back with the jersey today. Yeah, you get a little superstitious when things are sketchy. The 2-2. Low and outside, Seiya's worked a full count. Were you superstitious as a player?
Somewhat, yeah.
Stuff you can share on the radio?
Yeah. Some no, some yes.
Now the payoff pitch. Bush goes. And this is popped up behind home plate. Foul out of play just in front of us.
Was tracking. Not quite, though. Didn't quite get here.
I did see you turn the palms up, so you were in a fielding position, and that scared me a little bit. I started to dive under the table.
Well, you never know how the ball carries here, right? That's what they always say.
That pitch off the outside, but it's going to be challenged by the catcher.
Ball strike challenges, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Let's see what we got.
It was a close pitch, and it clips the outside edge of the zone for strike 3. So Suzuki is retired. That ends the top half of the fifth inning, but a productive top of the fifth for the Cubs. They scored twice and lead the Rockies 6-2. Middle 5 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi?
Billy the Marlin riding by in the pickup truck. AJ didn't have a good release point on this fastball. AJ nailed it.
Just a little outside. Look at the guys behind home plate, and it's their job to clean up the glass. And look at AJ playing the innocent.
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me, and we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We were like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward. And that's really why I started it, to have impact.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And the right-handed batting Ezekiel Tovar at the plate. It's out of a crouch. Cabrera faces home plate. Now he winds and deals. The first pitch inside almost hit Tovar. 1-0. Fastball 97 miles per hour from Cabrera, who works on the third base side of the rubber. The kick and pitch. Up high to Tovar, 2-0.
Well, now you want Cabrera to come in and throw another goose egg up on the board and try to keep the Cubs right here. Cubs up 6-2 here.
The pitch. Ground ball it to third. Fielded to his left by Bregman. Sidearm throw to first in time. And Tovar's retired, one away.
Nice play by Bregman at third. This ball smoked at him. 2 steps to his left. He gets over there and makes a nice snaring catch of that hot smash coming down to third.
And the first out is sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that. Here's Brett Sullivan. The pitch. Called strike, a changeup. 0-1. Sullivan smashed a home run his first time up. He's the number 9 hitter in the Rockies order, the backup catcher. Here's the pitch. That one's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. No lead is ever safe here at Coors Field. Comes up 6-2. We're in the 5th. Cabrera deals. Way outside. 2-1.
Cabrera only had 63 pitches in the game, so he should be very fresh. And then coming off, getting a stint on the injured list because of the blister. So his arm should be very fresh.
That last pitch was a curveball off the outside, 3-1. And now Bregman, who was playing in wide of third, drops back. Here's the pitch. Pulled on the ground, base hit into right field between Bush and Horner. So that's Sullivan's second hit of the ball game.
Fastball up and out over the plate, and that's the same pitch Sullivan hit out of the ballpark. Was a fastball up, and this time he gets that heater and just hooks it past Nico at second base.
Edward Julian at the plate, left-handed batter. 1 down, bottom 5, Cubs up 6-2. The pitch. Misses. Curveball from Cabrera. It was a little low. Bush holding on, Sullivan at first. Bregman playing in wide of third. The pitch. Low again to Julian. 2-0. Now time called by Carson Kelly, and the Cubs catcher will head out to the mound to have a conversation with the pitcher Cabrera. Bregman and Bush join in.
Well, I just think they, the last thing they want is for Cabrera to start getting behind guys and letting these Rocky hitters get a chance to, tee off on something. So I think Carson Kelly going out there and saying, okay, come on now, we got to refocus. Got to be on the attack in the strike zone here. You just can't pitch behind in the count. It's one of those things that you say that, but yet you don't want to. The ball flies so much, the pitchers want to be careful of where they're throwing the baseball. It's a tough one.
The 2-0 delivery to Julian, called strike. Fastball 98 miles per hour from Cabrera, right along the outside edge.
Yeah, that was a perfect pitcher's pitch.
Sullivan at first. 1 away, bottom 5. Cubs up 6-2. The 2-1 to Julian. Called strike. Another fastball, 98 mph. 2-2.
I'd say so far, pretty good meeting by Carson.
It's not what you say, it's knowing when to say it, right? And how you deliver it. The pitch. And a line drive hit to left center. Coming in, Crow Armstrong. He makes the catch. 2 away. On Monday, June 15th, join the Cubs in celebrating Pride at Wrigley Field. The Cubs are celebrating throughout the ballpark with special entertainment, fan activities, and community recognitions. Fans who purchase at Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition Pride jersey. Willie Castro digs in. Switch hitter batting for the left side against Cabrera. A long set, and now the pitch. Up high, 1-0. Two down, man at first, bottom 5, Cubs 6, Rockies 2, the finale of this 3-game set. Cubs head to San Francisco after the game. The pitch is low to Castro. So 2-0 the count. Love the slogan at Coors Field. Baseball at altitude. It's different here. A long set and the 2-0. Called strike. Fastball 98 miles per hour from Cabrera. Top of the zone along the outside edge.
Yeah, this was just a great place to come and play, and they had great teams. And boy, they just have really kind of fell off a little bit here over the last years.
Big hack by Castro as he fouls that last pitch back, 2-2. Yeah, the Blake Street Bombers, right?
Yeah,
back in the day.
Yeah, this was a tough place to come and play, man. They would, the heart of their lineup was as good as anybody's in baseball. They would bomb away.
Larry Walker, Andres Galarraga, Vinny Castilla, time called by Castro.
Think of that. Ellis Burks and, did you say Bichette?
Dante Bichette.
And Bichette. How about that for a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 group?
Imagine pitching against them here. The 2-2. That's low and outside, so Castro has worked a full count. Nothing coming easy here in the 5th inning for Edward Cabrera. 2 down, a man at first. The payoff pitch to Castro. Bouncing ball hit on the right side. Oh, sprawling backhanded stop. Bush, throw to first. In time with Cabrera covering the bag to get the speedy Castro for out number 3. Excellent play. The Rockies leave a man on base. Cubs 6, Colorado 2 after 5 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Chicago, this is Nico Horner. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Make your house a home.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
In the Village of Bedford Park. To learn more, contact Adam Colopy at ACOLLOPY@villageofbedfordpark.com.
Nico Horner's on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is sponsored by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Cool.
Well, Nico Horner will lead off this 6th inning. Let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning. Sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Nico takes first pitch, breaking ball for a strike. Cubs up 6-2, partner, and that sounds good, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The grand slam by Seiya Suzuki in the fourth inning. The game's big blow. As we start this sixth inning, Nico Horner with a count of 1-1. Castano's next pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. Cubs trying to get out of here with one win before heading to San Francisco later on tonight. Cubs and Giants all weekend long. Nico bangs it foul off to the right out of play.
Now, I know I've asked you this before, but you got to like going back to the Bay Area, right? Home. You grew up around the Bay Area in San Jose.
Absolutely, Ron. I think everyone likes to go back to where they spent their childhood and spend a little time, catch up with some people. I still have family members out there, nephews and brother and sister. Here comes the 2-2 to Nico Horner. Big chop slowly to third. Tough play and a throw to first. Not in time. Willie Castro almost made a sensational play at third base. But Nico beats it out with an infield single. My goodness, what a play he made, though.
You're not going to see a guy make a play any better than this. He comes in on a backhand side running full speed on an angle towards the third base line and then throws the ball from his knee, like that's where his release point was, sidearm, and almost got Nico. Nico hustling down the line is the only reason he was safe. It was a bang-bang play.
Here's Moises Ballesteros taking a strike. To me, Ron, the most amazing thing about that play might have been the accuracy of his throw.
Unbelievable. You're running full speed, and now you throw basically underhand, and he threw it right on the money.
Ballesteros gets jammed. The ball squirts out into fair territory. Nothing called. The throw goes to second for one, and are they going to call that a double play?
This is a double play. They're saying
Craig Counsell's going to say, hold the phone. Wait a minute. That's a foul ball.
The home plate umpire never called foul. And Ballesteros never left the home plate area. The home plate umpire today has had some issues. Sometimes, the obvious call, making a call or seeing what's happening around you has escaped him a little bit today. Dansby had issues with him earlier, and it could be a young umpire.
Watch the replay, Ron. He chops it down. Now, did that ball hit him in the leg?
Yeah, it hit him in the shin pad.
Sure did.
And misdirected.
Sure did.
Ballesteros never left home plate at all. He just stood right there, and the ball kind of went up, and, there's no way this should not have been a missed call the way it ended up presenting itself.
The umpires are standing in a foursome right in front of the mound discussing the play. I would think the third base umpire, Nestor Ceja, would have had a pretty good shot visually at that ball hitting.
It's going to be a double play. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, no.
They're going to talk to Counts. It's going to be a double play. And Counts may not stay in this game. Cubs that's just a terrible call.
Yeah, Craig's upset.
Yeah.
He's
like,
saying,
how can four guys miss this?
That's exactly what he just said. Craig might have to get thrown out before he leaves the field.
This is one of those things where you need something to kind of get your guys kind of going and get a little energy. And he's pointing at the home plate umpire like, how you miss that? You're standing right there.
David Rackley is the crew chief.
You knew this was coming eventually. Cubs are having a bad go of it here as of late.
Now, according to my data, Ron, I've got Rackley, the second base umpire. He's not even talking to Counsell, and he's the crew chief of this quartet.
Now, Counsell's going to get a piece of the home plate umpire, too, and that's what he wanted to do. You could see that. Home plate umpire has had his struggles today, and he's going to walk away from Counts.
Louis Krupa, the home plate umpire, has ejected Craig Counsell from the game. To recap the play, if you're just turning on your radio and wondering what is going on, with Nico Horner at first and nobody out in this sixth inning, Moises Ballesteros just hit a ball that hit him in the foot, in the lower right leg, and then squirted into fair territory. Ballesteros never left the box. The Rockies acted like it was a ball in play, so they threw to second for one and over to first for what they thought was a double play, and actually that's exactly what it is. A double play, and it certainly looked on the replay as if the ball hit the batter while he was in the box.
Yeah, there's no doubt it hit Ballesteros. The ball gets misdirected off his shin guard. And the thing that I don't understand is, so David Ratcliffe at second should have been able to see the ball go down, up, and then misdirect off the shin guard. So we're getting another view of it. You see it hit there, and then it gets misdirected. I mean, you got four guys looking right at the same thing. I don't understand. And the home plate umpire should have heard that, too.
A swing and a miss. Now, Ron, this whole business about video replays and getting confirmation on calls that were or were not made, certain plays are not reviewable.
And that obviously is one of them.
And my question, you know where I'm going.
Yeah,
here's
right.
a swing and a ground ball to first, fielded by Rumfield, and he'll make the play unassisted. My question would be, well, why wouldn't a play like that be reviewable?
No doubt.
Doesn't make sense.
And I'll say one last thing. The home plate umpire knew he blew the call. Nobody else saw it. That's why he didn't say one word to Counsell.
The inning is over.
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you got to say.
Yeah. They're excited to be back and back on their feet, so it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on, so I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park, and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
And there's a shot into left field. Stanton on his way around to score, and the Yankees are on the board. First, it's 1-0 New York. Bouncer headed up the middle, and that's going to get through and driving a couple of runs. Franked up and sent into the right center field gap. McMahon's going to score easily. They're going to wave Wills around. Plays to third. 5-0 New York. Another one headed for no man's land, but Harrison Bader read it well. Former Gold Glover comes up to make a very nice catch with a guy they call Big G, who has driven in a run with the third straight hit to open the fifth inning. Chopper for Jazz, hot shot, and he makes the catch. That got out there on a line, and he's telling Jose Caballero, did you see that? I could watch Jazz Chisholm play. I mean, he plays with such joy. Only David Cohn, Ron Guidry, and Mel Stottlemyre had opening day starts of 6+ innings with 2 or fewer hits and no runs allowed.
At newlinux.net/concerts.
At Consumers Credit Union, you're more than an account number. They put the focus on you. Partner with the people in your corner today at myconsumers.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Club right-hander Edward Cabrera pitching a tremendous game, leading 6-2 as the bottom of the sixth inning gets underway. T.J. Rumfield, the batter, in the first couple of pitches have missed. It's 2-0. Cubs with a 4-run lead. Here's the pitch to Rumfield. Slapped foul off to the left and out of play. We're going to take a look at this date in baseball history, brought to you by villageofbedfordpark.com. It's time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. Cabrera seeking his 4th win of the year against 3 losses. Sports a blue glove on the mound. Fastball is high, 3-1. Well, this date in baseball history, June 11. Johnny Vandermeer with a no-hitter on this date in 1938. There is a pitch low and inside. That's going to be ball 4 to T.J. Rumfield. So it's a leadoff walk, and the batter, Hunter Goodman. Let's see if that gets the Cub bullpen going. It might. But Johnny Vandermeer, a no-hitter against the Braves. It would be the first of 2 consecutive no-hitters that he would pitch. And when you talk about the most unlikely records to ever be broken, here's the pitch now to Hunter Goodman. Swinging a foul back. Now, somebody might come along, Ron, and pitch back-to-back no-hitters again. I doubt it.
Right.
Not anytime soon, I wouldn't guess.
But it's possible.
But to break that record, you would have to pitch 3 no-hitters in a row, and that is impossible.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
0-1 on Goodman. And he'll hit a little looping line drive. Caught by Horner. Throws to first, not in time. Nico could not get a good grip on the ball and did not make a strong throw. It did not matter. He would not have been able to double up the man at first anyway. It's out number 1, and the batter, Hunter, is Troy Johnston.
A little shot off the fist. Yeah, now I think Cabrera's going to be taken out of the game. Yes, he is. Yeah.
Ryan Flaherty will be the acting manager with the ejection of Craig Counsell. Ryan Flaherty goes out to make a pitching change. Cabrera will get congratulated very warmly upon his return to the third base dugout. It's his game to win. And
they say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow mayor.
The first thing people realize is the history of Montgomery, and that history is real. So while that history is in the past, it also helps us move forward in a positive way.
Just like a lot of other of the 120 minor league teams, is the baseball is not what we do, right? The Tampa Bay Rays do a phenomenal job of sending amazing athletes here, and we let them handle the baseball, and we handle everything outside the line.
Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Talk Cubs on Rahimi, Harrison, Grody, middays 10 a.m. to 2 on 104.3 The Score. This is the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network, WSCR, WSCR-FM, and HD1, Chicago.
Johnston, the batter. Obi Milner, the new pitcher. The Cub left-hander fires one low and outside for ball 1. Johnston has grounded out and singled. Rumfield is the runner at first. The Cubs lead 6-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The next offering hit in the air to left center in the gap. That's going to be trouble up against the wall. Racing toward third is Rumfield on a double by Johnston. And the Rockies now making some noise, trying to cut into that 6-2 deficit.
Well, when this ball's first hit, you thought Ian Happ might have a chance of catching this ball, and then, you get a dose of reality of where you're at, and the ball just doesn't come down. It just keeps going and going into the gap. No chance at all for Ian to make this play. I mean, no one's even close, and it goes all the way to the wall.
Cubs keep the infield back with the exception of Bush at first, as Cole Carrig steps in and takes outside ball 1.
First out in the inning is always sponsored by Xfinity, reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
Cubs keep the infield back. And now the 1-0. Wrapped on the ground toward third. Fair ball. Loved by Bregman. He will have no play. His momentum took him into foul territory. He thought about making that long throw to first, but then he saw the runner at third. Rumfield bluffed toward the plate. He thought he could run over and tag him out, but he couldn't. And now the bases are loaded. That's a base hit. The runners remain at second and third. And so with the base hit, now they're loaded with only one away.
That's a great play by Bregman to make the catch of this ball. Because if he doesn't make the catch of this in between backhand right on the line, 2 runs score. So to hold the ball, you know, you would have loved to have gotten it out, but you stopped 2 runs from scoring by making a catch, and now you move on in hopes that you can get a ground ball and get a double play. Tommy Hotovy now on the mound. They have a little chat, and with just about everybody actually, is there's going to be a pinch hitter, Karros. Patrick is going to come into the game to pinch hit against Milner.
Kyle Karros, he has played the first 2 games. The son of former Cub Eric Karros. And things are getting tighter here. Cubs lead 6-2, but 3- and 4-run leads can evaporate very quickly in this ballpark. Karros batting for Thompson. First pitch to Kyle Karros is taken down low for ball 1. 1 down in the inning. Milner comes back and misses low and away. Ball 2. Now Karros looking for something he can drive. Cubs infielders looking for a ground ball to pitch. Swing and a miss. Pitch was top of the zone, off speed, swung on and missed. 2-1.
Yeah, a little upshoot fastball with the side-arming Milner. That 2-seamer that just keeps rising up. And Karros couldn't catch up with him.
Now the 2-1. Strike 2 called. What do you like here, Ron?
Well, Karros swung through one fastball. Now he takes the next one at the top of the zone. Do you stay right up there and just throw another one up? Or do you try to spin something? I say he's going to spin something slow and see if he can be out in front. Get the strikeout.
The 2-2 is low for a ball. 3-2.
That was a changeup, and Karros took it. That pitch was very close.
The Cubs lead 6-2. Rockies have the bases loaded with 1 away. The pitch, a little fly ball, shallow right, coming in. Suzuki makes the catch, and the runners have to hold. Out number 2. That's as good as a strikeout. Good jump by Sayon on a little pop fly headed toward the right field line.
Well, when that ball left the bat, I thought that was going to be real trouble. And, you know, be one of them, you know, Coors Field base hits. And the ball just kept carrying the Suzuki. So a big break for the Cubs.
And that'll be all from Milner. Ryan Flaherty, the acting manager in the absence of Craig Counsell, who was ejected, has made that change. Pitching changes for the Cubs. Those are still sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Cubs lead 6-2, bags loaded, 2 down, 6th inning. When we come back on the score, and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs
by the sidewall, slides, he made the catch, he hangs on. Isaac Collins slid into the short sidewall in the left field corner and made a terrific backhand grab.
Came back to his splitter and gets his 8th strikeout of the day.
Look out, San Diego Padres.
With Zach Wheeler 7 strong for the Phillies here this afternoon.
Drew Gilbert, he caught it! Takes a home run away. Holding up the ball with his hand, letting everybody know.
Swung on that, is hit high and deep. Down the left field line, towards the corner. Goodbye! It's a walk-off blast, and the Diamondbacks win the finale. That one's back. Gone! Heathrow Armstrong will touch them all. PCA trying to win it here in the ninth. In the air, falling. Base hit. Oh, my goodness. And the Cubs look at this place.
This is one for the memory banks.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
The Diamondbacks and the Tigers.
Zach, thank you. Phil Maton, the new Cub pitcher. Ezequiel Tovar batting. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Cubs lead 6-2, 6th inning. Right-hander to right-hander. Tovar swings and misses. 0-1. What are your thoughts on this matchup, Ron?
I think the biggest key for, the Cubs is for Maton to make sure he gets on top of these breaking balls and bears down on them. The issue in this ballpark is if you don't throw a real good hook, it just spins. That's a good one.
Swing and a miss. Tovar tried to check, could not do it.
That cutter was up, but it had some bite on it.
0-2. Do you waste one or go right after it?
I'd elevate. I'd see if you can get him to chase. He is known to chase the ball out of the zone some.
Runners lead at every station. Tovar 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out today, and now time called. Maton was ready, and then he wasn't. Grand slam by Seiya Suzuki, the game's big blow. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Maton. It's on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him on a breaking ball. Rockies don't score. We go to the 7th inning. Cubs 6, Colorado 2 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Join us for some Cubs talk to start your day. Mully and Haw, mornings 5:30 to 10 on 104.3 The Score.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026 GMC.
The 1-1. Swung on. That is ripped center field. Verling back. Warning track. Wall. Gone. Into the bushes. Dead center field. Dom Canzone. An absolute blast. Man, that was a shot.
Man, that ball was absolutely mashed. It just kept going.
That was destroyed. 451 feet away for Dom Canzone. A no-doubter.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
He's getting traded to Boston from Chicago. You see here the traditional jersey. I love a road jersey because it says where you're from, and this is simple, clean, and cool. And then you see this patch right here. This is from the 2013 postseason run, which was unlike anything I had ever been a part of, to punch through and hoist that trophy. Boston strong forever, baby.
C90, room for everyone, ready for wherever the road takes you. Pat?
Right, Zach, thank you. Caro stays in the game to play third base. Willie Castro, who was playing third, moves out to left field, and Thompson is done for the day. Sterling Thompson. Meanwhile, Dansby Swanson will lead off this 7th inning for the Cubs, and he'll take a pitch inside on the corner for a strike from Castano. Castano entered the game during the 5th inning. Here's a swing and a miss by Swanson, and the count 1-1. And the right-hander bends over at the waist to get the sign. And the pitch to Dansby, that's a little bit outside for a ball. 1-2. Cubs trying to get above 500 again. Trying to get out of here with a win. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Swanson is out number 1. Castano getting the strikeout.
Breaking ball to Dansby. This pitch outer half. Dansby just kind of pulling off this ball a little bit.
Zach has handed me a note regarding the first name of Castano. He spells it B-L-A-S. We'll take a few guesses. Ron, how would you pronounce B-L-A-S?
George.
It's very close.
Blas?
Or just Blas.
Blas?
Poor guy has the Blas.
It's kind of rough, parents naming you that, isn't it?
It would be, yeah. You don't know what kind of a baby he was either.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch from Blas. And it is swung on and missed by Crow Armstrong. Could be Blas.
It is.
In fact, it is, says Zach Zaidman. Now, Zach, why did you let us make fools of ourselves for a good minute and a half?
Well, that's the whole reason why he gave you that sheet. I'm sure of it.
It worked.
That's the magic of Cubs
radio.
radio.
Yeah, that's the magic, all right.
I thought the letters were kind of mixed up, and I was going to say slab. Here's the pitch outside, and I've not known very many guys by the name of Slab.
No, I'll agree to that.
Not too many girls either. 3-2 on Crow Armstrong. Pete trying to start a one-out rally. Hits a sharp ground ball toward the middle into right center field. Under the glove of Julian, and there goes Pete going to second base. He dives into second with a double. Might be the only man in the ballpark that gets a double on that play, Ron.
Yeah, Pete going into first base about halfway there was just kind of arcing out like a normal single. Then all of a sudden, you know, we've talked about this playing surface playing very fast. So that ball gets out, as it gets past the second baseman, gets into pretty deep right center field. And Pete kicks in the Jets, and he just outruns the play and ends up with a ground ball infield, ball hit on the ground through the infield, a double.
Good to see him move so well and fluently as Bregman takes a strike. Remember earlier he pulled up lame after stealing a bag, a head-first slide. He kind of gave himself a jolt, but he did not show any signs of being injured or shaken up in legging out that double a minute ago. That's a good sign.
Yep, it is. Doubles by Cubs hitters, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Reliable, comfortable, convenient. Southwest just makes sense.
Cubs lead 6-2 here in the seventh inning. Bregman would love to get an RBI hit right here. You just feel like he is stymied and really pressing to try to get some clutch hits. I think sometimes you get one and that alleviates some of that tension. Here's a drive in a deep left field. It's got a chance. Gone. Alex Bregman. And the Cubs have opened up an 8-2 lead. And maybe that one will alleviate some of the aforementioned tension, Ron.
Well, there's no doubt he has been really grinding at home plate. You can even see it, you know, in batting practice. You know, finally you get a pitch you can handle. And you put a good swing on it and you smoke one.
For Bregman, his sixth of the year. His 2 RBIs give him 22. Pete Crow Armstrong along for the ride, scoring as well. And the Cubs lead by 6, which is still not an insurmountable advantage in this park, not when you're in only the 7th inning.
But today, this park is playing the way it normally does.
Sharp ground ball, right side glove by Julian. And he throws to first in time, 1 down. Bush make it 2 down on the play, and the batter now Ian Happ.
Boy, Bregman got a hanging breaking ball, and as soon as he hit it, he knew it. It was halfway up the bleachers and straight left. Boy, that is a happy man down in that Cubs dugout. He needed that one.
Ian Happ will look at a strike, 0-1. Cub fans getting a lot to get excited about today, and they're in big numbers again. Happ lines one toward short, through the shortstop Tovar. Happ around first holding. That'll be a single. Tough chance. The shortstop tried to backhand the ball on a short hop, which is a very difficult play. And that's got to be a base hit.
Yeah, ball hit sharply, and it's, that in-between kind of short hop play. That ball hits that dirt and explodes during these day games. It's hard to keep the infield from getting a little chunky, too, when you get this hot, dry weather.
Eight runs on the same number of hits for the Cubs today. Here is Seiya. He had the game's big blow, a grand slam back in the fourth inning. Gave the Cubs a 4-1 lead, and a lead that they have held on to since then. Chopper foul. The swings just look better. It's amazing, man. They just look freer and looser and just more comfortable once you finally get a few runs on the board.
Yeah, today
there's a strike. Running and stealing second base is Ian Happ. Ian with a big jump, didn't even draw a throw. That's how big the jump was.
Yeah, they just weren't paying attention to Happ at all at first base.
Now the 1-2, low and outside, stolen bases. Those are powered by a Toro Tire. A-T-T-U-R-O, a Toro Tire. Here's a bouncing ball to short. This will be picked by Tovar, and the throw to first is in time to get Suzuki. But Alex Bregman belts a 2-run home run. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning. Fans stand for the seventh inning stretch. It is the Cubs 8 and the Rockies 2. This is the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
I'm Jonathan Nahum, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
This game is sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Pat?
Okay, Zach, bottom of inning number 7. Line drive to left. Coming in and making a sliding catch is Ian Happ. Brett Sullivan, the catcher, hit it hard to the opposite side. But Happ got a good jump, came running in, slid on his knee, and made the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Let's see if Cubs and Maton can throw up a goose egg here in this bottom of the 7th after the big home run by Bregman.
Julian, the batter. Edward Julian bounces one into left field, a base hit between Swanson and Bregman. It's a 1-out single for Julian and the batter Willie Castro. Cubs and Giants tomorrow night. Gets underway at 9:15 Central Time. Cubs have not yet named their starter. Landon Roop, a right-hander, will go for the Giants. The Saturday night game will feature Ben Brown and Trevor McDonald. It starts at 9:05. Willie Castro, the batter, hits a pop-up foul right side out of play. Colin Ray will pitch the finale against Logan Webb. And Webb, when he has that sinker and changeup working, can be very, very tough. Now the 0-1 to Willie Castro. And the pitch slapped foul off to the left out of play. Willie spells his name W-I-L-L-I.
Didn't you say yesterday you wanted to come by a vowel?
Just maybe sneak up and put an E at the end of the name and then quietly walk out of the room.
There you go.
Yeah, no big deal. Offer him a bowl of chili if it's okay. Here's a pop-up into shallow center. Swanson is there waiting for it. Dansby makes the catch. And that's going to be the second out in the inning. And here's T.J. Rumfield.
And the Cubs are going to make another pitching change here in Colorado.
Ryan Flaherty, former big league ball player, will be the manager of these last few innings. And he'll replace Maton and bring in a new hurler from the pen. Pitching changes by the Cubs. They are always brought to you by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Cubs on top 8-2. We'll be back with more right after this on the...
They say it's a game of numbers. Pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
It's Alertus Gurriel Dog.
That's a nice touch.
Pena power.
The perils of wearing earrings when you've got netting on the field.
That young fan, not a Newt Bar fan.
What a present for Mom.
Oh my goodness, look at this guy.
Uso, yeah, Jay Uso, yeah. Ended up just shot putting it. Not blocked when there's nobody on base. There's a little debate for Domo and Kim watching the replay together.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
I always like to build a little drama.
Well, you accomplished it there.
Rollison wears sports a red glove. Tall, long-legged left-hander. Zach points out he's a former Rocky. And Rumfield ready to stand in. Lefty to lefty, here we go. Pitch on the way to Rumfield is in there for a strike. Cubs out hitting Colorado 9-8 and lead at the pay window 8-2. Neither team with an error. Short lead at first by Julian, and the next pitch is going to be taken down low for a ball. It's 1-1.
First out in the inning, always sponsored by Xfinity. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price for 5 years. Xfinity, imagine that.
And the next pitch, swing and a miss. What do you like on 1 and 2, Ron?
Well, if you're going to throw that breaking ball, he threw a breaking ball that last pitch, and it was inner half. And I would say you don't want to throw it there. You'd like to throw it outer half and see if he can get a breaking ball that outside corner area, maybe even off the plate. The
stretch by the left-hander and the 1-2. Swing and a missed, strike three. Rumfield chasing a low pitch toward the dirt. Angrily slams down the helmet, tosses aside the shin guard. Inning over. Rockies don't score. It's on to the 8th inning. Cubs 8, Rockies 2 on the score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs radio network.
Just when we think we've seen it all, baseball gives us something new to talk about.
Splits two defenders and makes a great grab.
The kick is good, right through the flying uprights. Whoa, went down inside his chest protector.
That's not a catch?
Make way for Batman.
People would love this if we did Lady and the Tramp.
Ronald Acuna Jr. pouring dirt into Ozzy Albies' glove. He flips the entire glove to first base. Fast and furious and dead on.
Now let's dive into this week's top plays.
Is pulled and a leaping grab by Shoebake.
Carson Bench with a pulchritudinous play. Moving fast toward big league stardom.
Randy Rosarena! Superman catch!
What a leaping grab by Quan.
And those 39-year-old legs are still cooking.
Oh, are you kidding me, Petey? Help it. Oh, hey now, hey now. What a play by Ryan McMahon. How about that?
Park.com.
8-2 Cubs, top of the 8th inning here. Gorgeous day here at Coors Field in Colorado. This 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today, Patrick.
Ron, thank you. As we go to the 8th inning, Nico Horner will try to crank up a rally. You never know how many you're going to need to win a game in this park. It's always a wise move to pile up as many as you can. Warner 1 for 3 in the game. He'll take a strike from the new left-handed pitcher, Sammy Peralta. Both Peralta and Horner, pitcher and batter, each wearing white shoes on this afternoon game here in Denver. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way from Peralta. Drilled to third, caught by Karros. He fell down to his knees. Just kept his eye on that liner and made the catch. 1 down.
Nico has been hitting in some really bad luck here in this series against Colorado. He has hit the ball on the line, I think, 5 times, and he has nothing to show for it.
Does that sometimes indicate, if you hit it hard 3 or 4 times in one game, that maybe you're about ready to have these things start to fall in?
No doubt about it. That ball scalded. He hit 2 balls in yesterday's game right on the button, nothing. Yeah, Nico's about ready to heat up.
Here's Matt Shaw, pinch hitting. Right-handed batter. He'll bat for Moises Ballesteros. Moises was 1 for 3 before leaving for the pinch batter. And a pitch to Shaw hit high in the air. Foul out of play down the left field line. Gorgeous day here in Denver. Bright blue skies. It was 77 at game time.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Not a cloud in the sky anywhere.
Cubs lead 8-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Shaw. And that is out number 2. And the batter, Carson Kelly.
Now 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Nobody on for Kelly. That gives you free rein to go ahead and take a shot at the left field bleachers.
Had a couple of more notes on this day in baseball history. June 11. The great Nolan Ryan pitched a no-hitter on this date in 1990. He was 43 years old. you imagine that, pitching a no-hitter as a 43-year-old? It was against the A's. And what's even more remarkable, he's pitched another no-hitter at the age of 44, his 7th. But he kept himself in good shape, Ron. He really did. I saw it firsthand. He was a worker.
And he never had arm trouble. I think there was one time where they wanted to do some surgery on his elbow and kind of clear out some bone chips, if I remember reading this correctly a long time ago. And he said no, and he just rehabbed right through it and just kept pitching.
Deep fly ball to left. This ball's going to have a chance. Gone. Carson Kelly with a home run to left. And the Cubs now lead 9-2.
That's what we said. You get 2 outs here, 8th inning, you're up by some runs. Nobody on, you go ahead and take a shot at those bleachers and left. And Kelly got a hanging breaking ball, and we see that often here. Sometimes these breaking balls, they just spin and they don't break. And Kelly hammered this ball about 2/3 of the way up the bleachers and left.
For Kelly, his 3rd of the year. He now has 19 runs batted in. And the Cubs are on top 9-2 here in the 8th inning. Dansby Swanson will look at a ball outside, 1-0. Lee Smith on this date, 1995. He set a major league record at that time by pitching and nailing down a save for his 16th consecutive appearance. So no mop-up duty, no games where he had no decision. 16 appearances, 16 saves consecutively. And I think that record still stands. Doug Jones had the previous mark of 15 straight saves in 15 appearances with the Indians in '88. And the next pitch to Dansby is swung on and missed. Ernie Banks had 3 triples in a game on this date in 1966, tied a big league record. It was at the Astrodome. And that's going to be strike 3 called. Swanson caught looking. Inning over. Cubs get a run on the home run by Kelly. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs 9, Rockies 2. On the Score in the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Covering every Cubs game all season long, Rahimi, Harris, and Grody, middays 10-2.
How do you go from a triple play to a two-way star through a bracelet and the babe? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
This story starts way back in the early 20th century.
We have a couple things out here for the first acknowledged unassisted triple play. And Cy Young said, Neil, where you go? And he said, 3 outs.
Neil Ball had a fairly short career as a big leaguer, but continued playing in the minors, where he encountered true baseball royalty.
Now we're going to connect to Babe Ruth.
He dominated the game like no one else had before, both across the country and around the world.
I'm holding Babe Ruth's back.
During a 1934 baseball barnstorming tour of Japan, Ruth faced 17-year-old pitcher Eiji Sawamura. Sawamura became a hero in Japan, and the Nippon Professional Baseball League's version of the Cy Young Award bears his name. Maeda won the award in 2010 and again in 2015, when the runner-up was Shohei Ohtani.
Like the 3 outs of a triple play. It all connects.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es Flow Mayor.
From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, they've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Cubs, the official source for your Chicago Cubs gear. Huh?
Okay, Zach Hunter Goodman swings and misses at The first offering by Ryan Rollison. And here comes the next pitch. It's going to be outside. Let's see how we did in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably just not worth drinking. And it looks like Ron Coomer is the winner in the Benny's game today. Ron, you spent an awful lot of time, I can tell. Your guess was 34,000 flat. Yeah. The actual figure, 35,128.
I was pondering that all morning.
I would buy maybe 10 seconds. All morning would be a bit of a stretch. The 1-2 is low and inside for a ball.
Maybe for a sip of coffee.
I knew I could work you down off that ladder. Now the 2-2 on the way to Goodman. Goodman swings and fouls it at the plate. Goodman, the DH today. He's a good hitter.
Yeah, he is. That one took a bite out of Carson Kelly's leg, I believe.
That gives Zach Zaidman a little more time to prepare his post-game show, also known as the Old National Bank Cubs radio post-game show, the official bank of the Cubs radio network. Zach will have highlights of this game, recap scores of others. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Goodman is out on strikes, and the batter is Troy Johnston.
Good pitch, breaking ball down about shin high. Excellent downward plane on that breaking ball. Tough plays of the game today. They're sponsored by Loyola Medicine. Loyola Medicine defines tough. Been a few sliding catches and diving catches today.
Lefty to lefty. Here's a pop-up foul out of play. Ron's going to be naming the Benny's Beverage Depot Toast of the Game ball player in the 9th inning. Benny's is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Certainly some candidates.
Yeah. I think that one big swing of the bat really puts you in the leading category where things have been going.
Yeah, I would say when your team is struggling for runs and you hit a grand slam, that concept is never going to go out of style.
That pushes you right to the top of the Benny's list.
Yes, sir.
Player of the game.
There's the 1-1, a swing and a foul by Johnston.
Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Catch of the game today. Pete made a nice diving catch in center.
That works for me, Ron.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-2, lefty to lefty, line drive towards second, knocked down off the glove of Nico, picks it up and has no play. He tried to backhand the ball on a liner right in front of him. Very tough chance. He got leather on it but could not glove it cleanly. That's got to be a base hit.
Yeah, we will see what they give this. It's a very tough chance for Nico.
Got to be a base hit.
I would agree with you. The catch of the game, that's sponsored by Catch Des Moines. That play is a real trip, and so is Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours at CatchDesMoines.com.
It is a base hit for Johnston. His 3rd hit of the day. Throw to first and not in time. I thought the umpire, McKay, was going to call him out. And the Cubs might challenge that call.
They're going to at least take a look in the video room quickly.
Take a look, Ron. What do you see?
The Cubs are not going to challenge. Pretty close, though.
Craig Counsell is back in the Cubs clubhouse after being ejected. And the first pitch is called a ball, and it's going to be challenged by Carson Kelly and the Cubs. We're going to watch the video replay here and see where it was. And it was down.
Ball strike challenge, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
1 away, 1 on, bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs enjoying an 8, make it a 9-2 lead. Swing and a foul back by Carrig. Rollison with a brand new ball. And the pitch on the way. Drilled in the air, left center, long run, getting there. Happ makes the catch, deep left center. Fires it back in. Retreating to first is Johnston, and that's out number 2.
Oh, well struck, but it is really deep out there. That's even deeper than the 390 area where the center field wall goes straight across and then has a corner. And that's where that ball was hit. That's got to be 410 out there in that deep left center area. Nice play by Ian.
That's going to be all for Rollison. Ryan Flaherty, the interim manager, will make the pitching change. And this change is going to be brought to you by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Cubs enjoying a 9-2 lead. We're in the 8th inning. And we'll be right back with more On the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that, like, it was that moment where, like, wow, this is really something.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Correct. He's 32 years old, broke into the big leagues with the A's back in 2024. 105 career games in the major leagues, all with the A's. A 4.47 ERA.
Ferguson ready to go to work. Thank you, Zach. Kyle Karros to face Ferguson. And the first pitch in there for a called strike. He's a big kid.
Big guy, throws hard. That two-seam fastball at 96 miles an hour.
And now the 0-1 off the inside corner, 1-1. Making his debut for the Cubs. I would imagine there is some adrenaline flowing through his veins. Very short lead by Johnston at first. Cubs lead 9-2. Last of the 8th inning. This one has popped up foul down the right field line and back out of play. And a Cub fan, or at least a guy in a Cubs shirt, grabbed that ball on the first hop. Cubs trying to snap a little 3-game skid and trying to get this thing turned around. Here's a pop-up on the infield. This is going to end the inning. Horner will make the catch. Rockies don't score. We go to the 9th inning. Cubs 9, Colorado 2 on the Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out.
kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. That's the most important one.
I hear this one a lot because of my name, Can of Corn.
Easy fly ball.
Austin Slater swings and misses at a slurve that hit him, and he is down on strikes. That's marginally embarrassing.
Pete's going to make sure the hair is in decent shape. That moved the rally cap to the other side of the head. Oh, look out. Big fella lost the shillelagh on that pass.
We got a ferry boat upside down, the Collector Cup. Raising the bar for all of us.
Hot shot. The ball bounced off his glove, and he starts, oh my, wow.
Ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com.
Pete Crow Armstrong will lead off the ninth inning for the Cubs. He's had a good day. Singled and doubled and scored a couple. He's made a couple of nice catches out in center. Stole a bag. Many talents he puts on display in a full big league ball game. Pete hits a chopper foul toward first. Most of us can only dream of having the kind of skills he has, Ron.
Yeah, he is a definite five-tool player and can, not only has them, but they show themselves in games. So many times scouts will put that on a player and say he's a five-tool player, but, they can't produce them come game time. It's more of a combine thing. He can do all those things, but can you play in a game and use them all? Pete can.
Here comes the 1-2. Ground ball toward first. One hop to Rumfield. He'll run to the bag and make the play unassisted. The five tools, just a reminder, you have to have the ability to hit with power, field your position, throw the ball, and have running speed. Those would be the five.
Mm-hmm.
And Pete does possess an abundance of all. Alex Bregman is the batter, and he'll line one foul down the left field line. Bregman homered his last time up, and for the entire team, not just for Alex, that I thought was a significant hit because he's an important guy in the lineup, Ron.
Well, the Cubs signed him and brought him here as a free agent to be just that guy, the guy right in the middle of the lineup.
He pops this one up on the infield. It looks like the third baseman, Karros, will make the catch for out number 2. Cubs lead 9-2 in the ninth, and the batter is Michael Busch.
Yeah, and you hope that that'll just bust him out of this little slump he has been in. Love to see him, use more of the field here. That pitch, fastball away, and when you try to pull that pitch away, you have to be right on time to do damage.
Michael Busch will take a ball inside. Busch had a couple of singles, drove in a run. We're about ready to have you name the Benny's Beverage Depot Toast of the Game ball player. Inside, Busch gets hit in the hand or the arm. He's in a little bit of pain as he shakes his left hand walking up the first base line. Yeah, that nailed him.
Yeah, that one hurt. There's no doubt. Let's see, get another look here. Yeah, that one hit him in the, I think it hit him in the left wrist or hand.
Neil Ramp, one of the Cub trainers, out to take a look at Michael Busch, the left hand. Close up, I can't really tell. They're looking at the wrist area or more down by the fingers.
I think like right in that area, right at the base of his thumb. That's what it looks like.
He's going to stay in the game. Even as the trainer is talking to him, Michael is kind of inching toward the first base bag.
Yep.
And he will stay in. So he's on for the third time in the game.
We were talking about the Vinny's Beverage Depot Toast of the Game ball player. That's got to be Seiya Suzuki, right?
That's him.
He had the grand slam. Cubs offense been struggling, and he had a big grand slam in the fourth inning and really helped the Cubs kind of start getting back on track. Now they got 9 runs on 10 hits in this ball game, all since the grand slam in the fourth.
Here's the little dribbler up along first. That ball is going to go foul off the bat of Ian Happ. Happ has flied out and walked, delivered a sacrifice fly, and singled. So he's had a good day. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. 36 ribbies for Happ. Cubs and Giants tomorrow night from Northern California. Beautiful park right on San Francisco Bay. Cubs have not yet named a starter. They may have at some point during the game. We are oblivious to that information, however.
All we know from talking to Craig Counsell prior to today's ball game is Javier Assad will be involved in some fashion tomorrow, but Craig Counsell's waiting to see how the bullpen was going to be used today.
Whether you use an opener and then putting in Javi or start him, yep, that makes sense. Because I think Matthew Boyd was going to be the guy that was going to start here in one of these games.
Correct.
And Boyd with the shoulder soreness after his last bullpen when we first got here into Colorado. So now he is not going to come off the injured list.
Happ with a count of 1-2 and the pitch. Swinging a foul back. Thinking about Assad and the Giants, it was that same combo last Sunday night. Assad pitched the best game of his big league career.
Yeah, he was outstanding.
Against San Francisco. He came in after Jamison Tyone had to leave with the injury. And Javier pitched great baseball. 1-2 on Happ. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. That ends the inning. Cubs don't score. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Cubs lead 9-2 over Colorado on the score. And the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Great Cubs guests all season long. Raheem Harris and Grody, middays 10 to 2 on 104.3 The Score.
Coom here. Baseball's been around a long.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, it ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since.
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1998. Beanie Baby Day.
It's not the pitcher that's calling the game, it's the catcher calling what pitch to throw.
Home plate is 17 inches wide. And so he said, well, if it's more than an inch, and it was a lot more than an inch, then it's an illegal bat.
Well, he is. He's out. His third is out. Look at this.
Keep it down a little, will you, please?
Okay, Yogi.
Casey Stengel and the other touring ball players met the King of England.
Of course, with my English, we had a little trouble understanding each other.
As Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it.
Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Transmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Tyler Ferguson, Cub right-hander, trying to close this ball game down right now. Ezequiel Tovar first up. Swings away and fouls away the first pitch. Cubs lead 9-2. trying to salvage the series finale and trying to get back above 500. Tovar has struck out twice and bounced out. He looks at a ball down low. Some of the fans have headed for the exits.
I think the big at-bat in this game was that sixth inning at-bat by Tovar with the bases loaded. Game still close, and he punched out in that sixth to end the inning, and that was a big at-bat here in this ballgame.
That one and the grand slam by Seiya Suzuki to start the Cubs scoring in the fourth. Now the 1-2 lifted foul out of play. I think everyone a little bit puzzled, certainly disappointed, but puzzled as much as disappointed with the way the Cubs have played of late, Ron.
Yeah.
You just know they're better than what they've shown in the last month or so. At least I certainly feel that way.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. You look at the lineup, the defense, the offensive abilities that this club has, and it's just, they've been in a really bad stretch here. The offense has been struggling as a group, which you don't see all the time. You'll see a guy or two struggle, but not the whole group. And they've just had trouble scoring runs. Today they have broke out 9 runs on 10 hits in the ball game today, which is great to see.
3 home runs, a grand slam by Suzuki, a 2-run homer by Bregman, and a solo by Kelly. Tovar strikes out to begin the bottom of the 9th inning. Ferguson getting the strikeout, and now Brett Sullivan batting. A ball and a strike on Sullivan. He has a homer to his credit today. And he drives one deep right down the line, curling. That ball is going to be gone. Another home run. Or is that in the field of play? It is a home run. First base umpire Alex McKay delayed his call. I'm not sure why. And the Cubs might want to take another look at it. It looked like it hit above the yellow line. Now, I'm not sure what the exact ground rule is here, Ron. I thought the yellow line was the top of the wall.
Yeah, Cubs are not going to even come out to have the umpire's courtesy challenge. I think it hit a railing, right up above the yellow line, and ball came back into the field of play.
So it's a home run. Sullivan came into the game with a home run. He has 2 today. And now this pitch is going to be challenged.
And that ball strike challenge, sponsored by Northwestern Medicine.
And it is a strike on Edouard Julien.
The home run for Sullivan, his second of the game. It is his first career multi-home run game.
Sullivan, first multi-homer game of his career. Here is a swing and a foul off to the left out of play. That's one of the funny things about sports in general. Sullivan is first big league multi-homer game, and yet his team is almost certainly going to lose the game by a wide margin. Now, how are you supposed to feel after the game? You talk about mixed feelings. You never are happy when your team loses, but you just hit 2 homers in a big league game.
There's a little internal smile going, yeah, I was raking today. It might not have worked out for all of us, but it certainly did for me.
That's right. It is a team game, but it's highly individualized.
Yeah.
Strike 3 call to Edouard Julien, and that's the second out in the inning. Might be one of those cases where, you have the straight, long face until you get back into your hotel room.
Yeah.
Yee-hoo!
Yeah.
What was that? You heard it. Willie Castro, the batter, 2 down, 9th inning. Here's the base hit to right. Castro getting his second hit of the day. No, but it really is. It's a team game. There's no question. You're never happy when you lose. But sometimes, personally, you have a big ball game. I mean, how can you be really sad if you go 4 for 4?
So, the thing about baseball that is so unique is it's such an individual sport.
There's a foul out of play. Yes.
Nobody could pitch for you. Nobody could hit for you. So when you're doing those things, you're kind of on your own. You know, you're playing a team game, but
that's right.
You know, you're on your own doing this. No one blocking for you. No one passing you the ball. It's just you and the pitcher.
Here's a pitch outside. Rumfield, the batter. A ball and a strike on Rumfield. Rockies down to their last out. And the pitch on the way. It's outside. I believe Zach handed me this ID note. So we're going to wait until this next pitch. If not, we might have to wait until the first inning tomorrow night in San Francisco.
Be a long break.
Here's the 2-1. On the way, there's a base hit to right center. It might roll out toward the track. It's going to be cut off by Pete Crow Armstrong. He gets it back in, but it's a double for Rumfield. Great play by Pete. 10 seconds for station ID. This is The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network.
Spiegel and Holmes talking Cubs afternoons 2 to 6 on 104.3 The Score. This is the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network, WSCR, WSCR FM, and HD1 Chicago.
2 outs, men at second and third for the Rockies. And the Cubs trying to put this game to bed.
Tommy Hotovy out on the mound, Pat.
Leading by a score of 9-3. It's one of those spots where you really don't want to go back to the bullpen. You've used several guys already. Let's just get this thing over with.
You want to get this third out right now.
Hunter Goodman is the batter. 2 down, men at second and third. Zach will have an abbreviated post-game show after our ball game today. We have to get packed up and head to the airport and fly on out to San Francisco later on tonight. Goodman bounces one to third, foul. 0-1. Zach, do you have any special features planned for the post-game show today?
A lot of offense, so that's kind of fun.
Lots of highlights, in other words. Yeah. Here's a swing and a miss, 0-2.
Makes for a good show, doesn't it?
Definitely changes the dynamic, no question.
Now the Cub fans start to stand. And they're making some noise.
Yee-hoo!
And the 0-2. To Goodman, it's low and outside for a ball. 1-2.
Look, our fans are something, aren't they?
Just that one fan, he or she, I'm not sure, had a very distinctive voice. Now the 1-2. Check swing, did he go? No swing. 2-2. Cubs lead 9-3. Rockies down to their last strike. And the 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Curveball got him. And now the Cub fans can cut loose. Cubs win by a score of 9-3. We'll be back with the totals right after this on The Score and the Northwestern Medicine Cubs Radio Network. Yee-hoo!
Hey Cubs fans, it's Alex Bregman. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Ron Coomer here. Selling your house doesn't have to be complicated. My friend Jeff and his veteran-led team simplify the whole process. No repairs, no clean out, no months of waiting, just a fair offer, and you pick when you close.
Here's how it works. Give us a call and we'll visit your property and provide an offer and close on your schedule. Whether you're moving a parent or just going in a different direction, we make it simple.
Call them at 630-556-8892. That's 630-556-8892 or jeffbuysyourhouse.com.
Whoa, boss, how did that happen? Mind your business. I mean, how did a forklift make a shish kebab out of our